Hey, Sunshine.
Hey, Sunshine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a special edition of Conversations with Selena. So y'all go ahead and share this video. I like the music so much, I forget to talk sometimes. I'm like, okay, like it gets your energy going. So when you hear the music, y'all get up and get to moving. So I'm gonna go back to standing up after a while, but for right now, I'm gonna take a seat. Thank you for joining us on today. I'm so happy to have this episode. Is in an attempt to help parents help their children have not only an amazing year, but a successful amazing type of school year, not just this year, but all the years to come. So on today, I have Southside Upper educators with Conversations with Selena, and we are just going to have a conversation on things that parents can do that I didn't. I'm just going to put myself out there on Front Street. Things that parents can do to help their children to be successful. And I think that we would all want that because the children are what? Our future. This episode is brought to you by, if you can see behind me, Manners to Grace Incorporated. They're having a femininity brunch. So please be sure to go over to www.femininitycare, that's a tongue twister.com, and register for the upcoming brunch. But I just want to tell you a little bit about the owner of Manners to Grace. Her name is Jalecia Richard. She is a resident of Picayune, graduated from Picayune Memorial High School. She's employed with the Department of the Navy. She's married to Alvin Richard, and they're the proud owners of Manners to Grace. So we love our sponsors because I would not be able to continue without them. So whoop whoop to the sponsors. Now on to this lovely panel that I have. So y'all be sure to raise your hand, make sure I got it in order. We have Miss Susan, Leanne, Brittany, Patty, and Tarva. Look at me, go Susan. Y'all, because I waited too long. Okay, so we're gonna go just in order for a little bit. And I'm going to say something, and then I'm going to let you say something about yourself, just so the audience can get to know you a little bit before we start having the conversation. So I'm going to start with Miss Susan. Susan has a bachelor's degree from USM. Let me put my iPad up so I won't be looking over there. Susan has a bachelor's degree from USM in elementary education, a master's degree from USM in special education with an emphasis in gifted and talented education. 39 years of experience in general education, gifted education in grades 2 to 8, Fulbright Fellowship for 3 years. For 3 weeks studying in Japan, 2-time District Teacher of the Year. Okay, Susan. And so yeah, she's Mississippi Rural Teacher of the Year. So Miss Susan, tell us a little bit about you, something that I missed in that bio. That was amazing.
Well, this is my 40th and last year. So I'm retiring in May and having all kind of mixed feelings about that. But so everything we do, like this is the last time that I'll set up my grade book, or this is the last time that I'll decorate my classroom. And so, but I'm kind of happy and kind of sad. So that's what about me.
Hold on. Okay, so I'm sad for you.
I broke it.
Huh? Oh, you broke it?
That's what they told me.
Nah, she didn't break it. Okay, so what advice would you give someone, let's say, who's going into elementary, since you have been here for 39 years, this is your last year, and someone is trying to decide, should I go into elementary education? Should I be a teacher? Like I always wanted to be a teacher. What, give them a little bit of a up and a down, go for it type of
Well,
speech.
one thing I think is if you really don't want to be a teacher, if you're not 100%, don't be one. Because if you are not happy, your students know you're not happy. My biggest advice would be to substitute teach, and to substitute teach in multiple grades, elementary, junior high, and high school. And that way you know if that's something that you're really interested in, because I think it's a little better now, but in the past, some of the college programs, you really weren't in a classroom until your senior year of college, and then it's kind of too late to change your major. So I would definitely substitute every chance I got in every grade level.
Okay, that's some good advice. I'll take that. I used to want to be a teacher too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I still do, kind of.
You still can. You can retire and then be a teacher. You can retire from your job and then no.
I'm going to retire and travel. That's what I want. All right. So next we have Miss Leanne, correct?
Correct.
All right. Come on now. And this is her 29th year. Y'all, man, we have some experience on the live with us today. During this time, I have taught 3rd through 6th grades in Mississippi and Louisiana. I received my associate degree from Pearl River Community College and bachelor's from William Carey University with my elementary education degree and an endorsement in special education. I have taught both general education classes as well as special education classes. I am currently the special education inclusive teacher for 3rd and 4th grade at Southside Elementary in Picayune, Mississippi. Okay, Miss Leanne, give us a little something else about you that I missed in the bio.
As I started out in general education, and then I had a position offer in a different district that I wanted to be, because I wanted to be where my children were. I have 2 boys. And so that's when I chose to take the elementary, the special education route. And it wasn't, I thought I was the best teacher in the whole world when I started. And then when I realized that my own child had disabilities, and that's when I realized there was a need for teachers to speak up, speak out, to help those kids with disabilities. And so I have been in the special education route ever since. And I love it.
I didn't know that about
Okay.
You didn't know?
you. I didn't.
Huh? Y'all learned something too today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, this is where it's at. Okay, so now we have Miss Brittany. Let me pop this open. Brittany Parker is a 4th grade teacher at Southside Upper Elementary, and she became a teacher later in life. I was about to say your latter years. I'm sorry. I'm the one in my latter years.
I feel like I am.
At 39 years old, after spending several...
30. I was 30 years old.
Oh, wait, you're 39? What? Who
No,
had
39? 36.
Okay, so wait, hold up. I'm making that up because Leanne has 39 years, right?
Right. No, I have 29.
She's 29 years.
But Susan has
Susan
39.
has 39.
39,
I
29.
saw 39, so my eyes was tricking me when I got to 30. So don't y'all beat me up now. I'm going to slow down since this is about education and we're supposed to be able to read out loud in class. And I used to read out in class, but right now I'm not doing the best job. So let me slow down. I became a teacher later in life at 39 years old. After spending several years in the legal field, I have a bachelor's degree in political science from the University of Southern Mississippi and am currently writing a thesis to complete my master's degree in sociology from the University of New Orleans. I returned to my home school, Southside Upper Elementary, where I have been teaching 4th grade reading and writing for the past 5 years. So did I pass reading just then? Because maybe I need to go back and start over. Wow. Okay, Miss Brittany, tell us a little something that I may have missed in the bio.
So I became a teacher at 30 years old. And I did. I spent a lot of years in the legal field. I thought that I wanted to be an attorney. I went to school to be an attorney, and I worked for a district attorney for several years until I finally realized that was not where I wanted to be, and that I felt like I could change more lives and have a better influence if I became a teacher and I got to the kids when they were young rather than when they were older, because I also worked for the sheriff's department, and at that point, it's too late.
Yeah.
The recidivism is incredible, and there needs to be help when they're younger, and they need intervention when they're younger, and they need encouragement and support. A lot of these kids don't get it, and then they lead their lives astray, and then they end up where I was, which was working at a jail. And that's when I realized, no, I need to work in education. And that's when I became a teacher.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you decided to come to the earlier stages of life, because that's definitely where it is needed. Because like you said, by the time they get to you in your other job at the sheriff's department, we don't want to say it's too late, but it is kind of too late, to go back.
Yeah.
You can always make a change, but you can't go back. So now, just joining is Miss Wanda Worley. So hey, Wanda.
Hi.
All right, so Miss Patty Jackson is a third grade teacher at Southside Upper. This school year will be her 18th year of teaching. She currently teaches reading, ELA, and social studies. She holds degrees in elementary education, gifted education, and administration from William Carey University. She is married to her husband of 15 years. He is a music teacher at Southside Upper and Southside Lower. They have 3 beautiful children who attend school in Picayune School District. All right, Miss Patty, give us something that your bio didn't tell us about you.
Well, I've known my whole life, according to my mom, that I wanted to teach school. She said I started even as like a little toddler. I would set all my little stuffed animals up and I'd just kind of teach. So I always felt like that was my calling. And I feel like as a teacher, we really do have a calling on our lives. It's more than just a paycheck. It's more than just a job. We're here to, make a difference in the lives of our kids. And we do that by building relationships. It's more about the relationships more so than just what can I teach you today. We've got to foster those relationships so our kids can learn from it. So it truly is a calling to me.
All right. Okay. All right. So Miss Tarver, who says, I didn't have a bio. Hold on a minute. I'm just going to show you the bio that I have, or that I just created. That I just created, girl. Where did I send it to? Hold on a second. And I named it your name too. Y'all just be patient with Sunshine. Hold on, because it's not working for me. I may have sent it to the wrong email address, but if not, I still have the one that you sent me, so I can use that one if necessary. But I created my own because I was gonna mess with you. See, God don't like ugly. She's trying to get out of it, but I'm gonna show her I got one right here with her name on it. Let me see. Hold on, y'all be patient. So Miss here we go. I knew I was gonna find it. Thank you, Lord. Who calling me? No. We're doing something. Okay, so Tarva R. Cook is the wife of Joseph R. Cook and a native of Poplarville, Mississippi. Tarva attended Pearl River Community College, the University of Southern Mississippi, William Carey University, where she received her Master's of Education in Mild and Moderate Disabilities. She also obtained her school administrator certification. She currently serves as principal at Southside Upper Elementary in Picayune, Mississippi, where she and her family now reside. Tarva is the mother of 5 beautiful children and 2 beautiful grandchildren. Her motto for her students is, if you believe it, you can achieve it. She believes that if she speaks success and progress in the lives of her children and staff every day, then it shall come to pass. Bam. All right, Ms. Tarver. Go ahead and tell us something that I missed in your bio.
I, like Brittany Parker, did not choose education. Education chose me. I did alternate route. I was determined that I was going to be a nurse or do something in the medical field. And when I went to USM, I had gotten my bachelor's in community health science because I wanted to be an epidemiologist. And then I got a job working at a school in a school district as a behavior specialist. And the principal came to me and asked me would I be interested in teaching. And I got an emergency certification, and here I am. So that's how I became an educator.
Wow.
Well, we glad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are very
We are
glad.
very glad.
All right, so we're gonna go over here to Miss Wanda. She has so much to offer as well. Miss Wanda, do I have a bio?
Don't think so. I don't think I sent one. I'm sorry.
You're gonna have to give it to us live and in person, though. Give us a little bit of background on what you do.
Oh goodness. I am the owner and founder of First Step Learning Lab. I am the president and founder of a Village Strong Community Outreach Program. I do a lot with the community, a lot with our children of the community. I'm from the coast originally. However, I did grow up here in Picayune. Unlike, the other two ladies who education chose them, I don't think I was supposed to do anything, but God had other plans for me. I went through a lot growing up, and because of that, instead of it, pushing me to go down a different path, I feel like God brought me back here to Picayune, the place that I swear I would never come back to make a difference to our children and to the community in general. I'm currently in school right now, working on my master's degree in psychology and behavior analysis. I want to eventually open up my own practice and be able to offer free counseling to our children here in Picayune. I have two beautiful children that goes to Southside Lower, pre-K and first grade. So, and yeah, that's just about it. Anything that I could do to help others, that's my goal.
Well, you're reaching your goal. All right.
Uh-oh.
Okay, let's see.
Good.
She's still frozen.
We're
Oh, there you go.
okay.
Oh,
I think we're okay now.
Okay. The weather might be getting bad, but I just want you as parents to see the knowledge, the experience that you have. And so it's important to get to know the teachers, just like it's important for the teachers to get to know the parents and for the students to see the working relationship between the educators and the parents. And so we want this year to be the best year that your child has had. And we're coming here just to have a conversation about what these educators want to share with you as parents that you can do to help your child be successful. Is that okay?
Yes.
I feel like I'm in church. I need an amen.
Amen.
That's what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to start with Miss Susan.
Oh, it figures. This is the second time you've started first with me.
Well, because you're retiring, and so you have so much information to share. We got to get it out of you before you leave. So we're just going to start having a conversation. So if anybody, I'm starting with Miss Susan, but anybody that wants to jump in, you can jump in. It's not one person at a time. Let's just have a conversation, relax. I know y'all sitting up next to each other, but it's okay. Your teacher next to you not going to bite.
That's right.
Okay, so I was looking at some things that I feel like I messed up. Like I told you before we went live, when my children were going to school. So I yelled at them at night. I yelled at them in the morning. I would feed them some mornings. So we weren't on a schedule. Not to beat myself up as a parent, but I'm just being transparent because other parents may feel like, oh, you're doing such a good job. And I would say, I really don't feel like that. But at the same time, they made it through.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so this is what I want for the children that's coming behind, because I see the struggles of my kids now because they don't have those habits.
Right.
They didn't create those study habits. The reading, like neither one of them really likes to read, and I feel like that's my fault. So what would you start off with after I've named all of this stuff? What can another parent do differently? Get them to bed at night. I think that's probably the only one. If I had to go down a checklist, I probably got them to bed on time. But anything other than that, I'm like, Lord,
Yeah.
mercy.
Well, one thing, and Wanda touched on this, was about mental health. And I think that a lot of people say, oh, kids are resilient, they can handle anything. And that could not be farther from the truth. So when parents drop a child off and, the parents have had an argument the night before, or they've yelled at the children that morning, the kid, it's not bouncing off the kids when they walk in the building. They bring all that baggage with them. And you may not even realize it because they're holding it in, but they're definitely not going to do their best work when they have all that. And they're children, their brains aren't even fully developed yet. And they need help. Like, one thing I've said for the entire 39 years I've been teaching is that we need a full-time counselor in every school.
Mm-hmm.
We've never gotten it, but we're doing better. We definitely are doing better. We do have part-time counselors, but we have so many children that need outside counseling that's more intense, because these counselors do what they can and they're wonderful, but they don't have the time to spend with the children that really need some help. And, I heard this analogy one time and I thought it's so true. If a person is on kidney dialysis, that dialysis machine does the work for the kidney, that the parent is like that. Your child is not, their brain's not fully developed. They're not emotionally mature. And it's the parent's job, and the teachers as well, to be that instrument to help them learn and recognize their feelings. Recognize their feelings and name that feeling. If they're feeling anxiety or depression or worried about something, that you need to acknowledge that feeling and let them talk through it, and try not, as hard as it is and as frustrated as you are in the morning, try not to yell at them when they're getting out of the car, and because they don't shake it off. Kids are not resilient.
I agree.
Anyone?
No, I agree.
They're sponges. They absorb everything.
They absorb
really
it,
do.
right. So that would be, in my opinion, safety is number one, but not just physical safety, social and emotional safety. Because if you don't feel emotionally or physically safe, then you don't have anything. So,
Yeah. And then too, parents, I have 2 kids, one pre-K, one in first grade. So of course, they're moving slow in the morning. They don't want to wake up. So yeah, they're gonna push every button they possibly can because they didn't get the right Pop-Tart, or we ran out of bananas and things like that.
right.
So I can definitely say that, some mornings I can get aggravated with them. But what I've learned that has definitely, and if any of you teachers know my son, definitely what's worked with him is just giving him words, telling him, you're smart, you're going to have a great day. Even if he just got in trouble that morning because he threw a tantrum, I will remind him before he get out that car, I love you, have a great day, things like that, no matter how aggravated I am or how much I want to just, it's just those words to remind them that no matter what is going on or what happened, that I'm still here, that, those words will go a long, 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 long way. It's to the point now where my son is like, I'm smart, I'm handsome. And that's the kind of energy that you want them to have going into the classroom, because the teacher already, they have personal life as well. So then they come in with all of these little people and all of their mixed emotions and things like that. So you want to be able to, try to make it easier on everybody, including the parents. And it make you feel better too, knowing that, you said those things versus pulling off and now you feel guilty for yelling at them.
That's right. Absolutely.
So I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then other obvious things like you were talking about breakfast and going to sleep, not letting them stay up and play the game till midnight or 2:00, you know.
Yeah, that's become a big thing that we see a lot of in school now. We see our kids.
They're tired.
They are.
They're not getting a good night's sleep. They're staying up too late. They're arguing on social media with other peers in their classroom, and they bring that to school. They've stayed up late playing video games, and they can't stay awake. They can't listen. They can't be attentive and participate in what we're doing in the classroom because they're just exhausted.
Yes, they truly are.
Okay. Well, that's all great information because, like I said, I think that's the only one that I did get right was go to bed. And social media and just video games have taken over. Cell phones. If you don't take those cell phones away from them, even if you send them to bed, you can rest assured that they're not going to sleep. They're still going to be on social media, so it has to be a routine. There's some parents that the kids already know over there in the basket, the cell phone goes at 9 o'clock or whatever time is bedtime. But everyone, they don't implement those types of rules. And even if they do, being consistent and staying consistent, because then the kid throws a temper tantrum. You don't have time. You don't want to hear them out. Just take it and go and go to bed. And so there again, social media is doing the upbringing and not the parent.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Again, and I were just talking about that today, how it's so different when we were growing up. When we got home from school, we did homework, chores, went outside, played till the street light came on. And then you got home and you got ready for bed. As to now, as in this generation, the parents are allowing electronics to raise the kids. As long as it's not bothering them, you're good. Go over there, go to your room and play with that. And they are not policing it. And the kids, like we said, they're coming in exhausted. They're tired. And we're trying to educate them. And, you know, it's really hard.
And I know I'm sorry. Another thing too that I feel like, I don't work with the Picayune school district, but with having my own center and doing homeschooling and things like that, what I've learned is check their folders. It takes 2 seconds. It takes 2 seconds. Pull it out the book bag and just look at it. See how their day went. See if they got art that's in their folder, because little stuff like that, they get so excited about that. Read with them. Give them a book. Give them 10 minutes. 10 minutes a night. Just go, even if you're just looking at the pages, 10 minutes just to read and do it with them. Make games out of everything that they have. They're working on sight words. One thing that I've learned, you write all the sight words on flashcards and throw them all on the floor and see if they can get the card the fastest when it's called out and stuff like that. When you turn it into fun, when you turn it into a game, they will rather do that than, go run to a video game because they want to spend time with you. But if you're you're brushing them off to do a video game or to be on their cell phone, things like that, then nobody's winning.
Right.
But that's one of the biggest things to make it easier for the teachers. As a parent, know what's going on with your child. So the teacher's not getting calls and text messages and stuff at 8 o'clock at night or whenever trying to figure out what's going on. It's communication throughout everybody. Check their book bags.
Right. Communication is key to having relationships. If children know that their parents are communicating with their teachers,
they're going to do better.
Through a simple folder or a planner. We send home a school planner. Those things that are going home, if those kids know we're communicating, they're going to perform better. They're going to act better. Their behavior is going to be better because they know that we're a team. We're working together for the betterment of the child.
So I was thinking, this is what I was going to say when Miss Tarver was saying, you come home, you do your homework, you do your chores, you go outside, you play for a little bit. Everything that she said, if that was what they did every day, that was an organized day. Like, what you're going to do. And I think that's also missing is just having that structure because we're trying to keep them out of trouble. So therefore they're in sports. I know, speaking from my own personal sports mom, you barely can get them a meal because sports and practice that lasts so long. It's right after school sometimes. they're tired, they're hungry. It's just it messes up that routine a lot of times because the sports last so long. The games are away games, and so it's hard to have that structure. But when you can, it's very important to know, for them to know, okay, on this day I have bathroom chores. On this day, this is my day to do this one. So I'm just saying that maybe, and I don't know how y'all feel about this, but maybe a checklist to send home with them. And even like some of the games that Wanda said that parents may not even think of.
Right.
There's so much available now, but we as parents need it given to us too. Like, here you go. Here's a checklist. And you're like, okay, go through that checklist in the morning time. This is what we're doing. Go brush your teeth, wash your face, whatever. Because I think on the flyer, I put like, we put little checklists down. And so maybe that would be helpful if y'all could run some copies, put it on the front of the folder and say, here it is for the parents so they can see, hey, did you do this? Oh, hey, did you do that? And even for them, hey, did you check the folder so that they can know, every day, this is my responsibility. And like Wanda said, if it's just 10 minutes of reading, who doesn't have 10 minutes for their kid? And they really do want to spend time with you. At the end of the year, when they become grown and you say, what did you get for Christmas this year? They're not going to remember. But if you have a tradition of Christmas and a tradition that they did with you, that's what's going to be memorable for them. So they definitely want to spend time with you.
If we can go back really quick to the sports aspect, if parents invested as much time with their kids in school as they do with their sports,
Amen.
it would change the world.
Different.
It would, because we have so many parents that worship their own children and the sports, even these little league teams. But are they investing in their education? Do they go home and they talk about, what did you do today? How was your day? What was your highlight of your day? What was the low point of your day? If all we ever talk about is sports, then education becomes, in the background. It's not a priority. And if they could take their education and make it just as exciting and rewarding as sports, then I think it would make a world of difference.
And another thing, when you're asking your child questions, don't just say, how was school today? Because you know what their answer is going to be.
That's all right.
Ask open-ended questions, like, tell me one good thing that happened to you today. Did anything funny? Tell me something funny that happened
What was
today.
the highlight of your day?
What was the
best
highlight?
thing? Yeah.
So you spark those conversations.
And then when they show that they're invested, then the kids come back to school and now they're more invested. I went home yesterday and I told my mom about the book we're reading and she's excited about it, and they're now suddenly more excited to read it, You got to invest in your kids and the time that they're taking at school.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and then I want to go back to what Susan said too. If you're having those conversations when the kids come home, if they really truly didn't have a good day at school and they tell you today was a rough day, okay, have them explain why, but then brainstorm ideas of, okay, how could we make it better? What could have made today better for you?
Right.
And walk them through that, because a lot of times kids don't understand how to make their day better. They understand it was rough and I want tomorrow to be better, but I don't know what I can do.
Right.
Or maybe they don't know how to ask for help. They don't understand. I need to just tell my teacher about this and then they could help me have a better day. So even talking through just solutions to their problems.
And helping them process those feelings and acknowledging their feelings. Right.
And time. Give your kids time. It's time to sit down at the dinner table. You may have sports, you may have dancing a couple of days a week, but the other nights, spend time together preparing dinner. Sit down at the table. Get rid of the electronics. Turn off the TV. Sit down. Spend time with your kids. Spend that 10 or 15 minutes reading a book. If you can spend an hour and a half or 2 hours at the ball field for practice, you can give them 10, 15, 20 minutes every night to read a book, to, just talk about how was your day. Talk about, let's read over those spelling words. Let's go through your sight words. Let's play a game using your spelling words or whatever that we're going to. Let's do a multiplication fact game. That's something, we always need extra help with, is learning those multiplication facts. But most of all, you're spending quality time with your child. And that is something that you can never replace. You cannot go back this time.
Yeah, and then also like even if when they're doing sports and they're doing a lot of things, it can be exhausting. You can be extremely tired as a parent, but you have the car ride.
Right.
Pull out a book on your way to the field. Ask them about their day on the way there, on the way back home,
Right.
like things like that. You can still make time out of no time.
Mhm.
Because I know you get home, it's late. Let's hurry up and eat, bath, and go to bed. But on the way home from it, let's play Simon Says, not Simon Says. I don't play something or just talk to them. Yeah, ask them questions, have them read you books, just anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's also what I've experienced just as being a mom. I know that it's a lot, on the parents as well as on the teachers, but if we communicate with our kids, we will realize just how much our children are going through. My daughter is 6 years old. Last year, she was getting bullied in school. So it's like little stuff like that you want to be able to conversate with, but not only to her, but you want to be able to talk to the teacher about it and still make her or make your child feel safe enough. So it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna talk to the teacher about it, and she don't get scared because ain't nothing's gonna get done. So it goes, both ways with communication or with spending time or just everything in general. You want to make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons.
Mhm. Right. And have a try to make an effort to have a positive rapport with your teachers,
Yes.
because I know here we don't typically have an us against them mentality, but sometimes that can come up where the parents feel like they're the enemy of the teacher, and that's not the way to handle it, because we want to work with the parents to be a team to do whatever we need to do to help that child be as successful as he or she can be. That's our goal, is to work as a team. So with parents.
Well, that's awesome. I know when I was talking, I was going to say, I didn't call y'all on here to beat me up about that, the sports family. I'm like, dang, I feel like I needed somebody to have conversations with me before my kids went to school. But, it's an attempt to just really help the parents identify things that they're doing and, say, I need to do better at that. Like Wanda said, even if she fussed about whatever, you're moving too slow, Pop-Tart didn't work this morning or whatever, bananas all gone, she still told her children as they were getting out the car, "You're smart. I love you, and have a great day." And they're like, "Oh, that would melt my heart."
Everything that happened that's bad went out the window, and all you remember is the nice stuff.
Yeah.
And then you want the last thing that you say to your child with everything that's going on in this world. You want the last thing that you say to your child when they get out that car, something nice, something that they will remember, something, that makes them feel good. You want to remind them that they are loved, that you are here for them, that they are smart, that they are beautiful or handsome. You want to give them that because they deserve that. No matter what happened the night before, no matter what happened that morning of, you want to still remind them of that, because us as adults, we need to be reminded sometimes.
And also,
a lot of parents too, they need to, realize that how you feel if you get upset because somebody came in and drunk the drink that you've been waiting on all day, they feel the same way. Like they have feelings too.
Yeah. And also, if I could just say this, praise your child for effort, not necessarily success, because some children are working as hard as they can and they make a C, and that's wonderful for them. So, don't make that child feel less than because he's not an A student. If a child is working hard, that's what you really want to emphasize more than perfect grades or perfect behavior. Even you want to emphasize that you appreciate their effort and how hard they're working toward their goal of whatever it is.
Especially if there's more than one child and the other child grades are A's and B's with no effort, and then you have the C student that's struggling to get that, and they're like, "You should be more like your brother. You should be more like your sister."
Exactly.
So, yes,
that makes them feel about that big when that happens.
Yeah. Well, I have enjoyed this, y'all. This has been awesome. Did y'all have any final words that you want to share that maybe we didn't say? You can have the floor.
Be organized.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Kids need structure. Be
Oh,
organized.
amen. Boundaries.
Have boundaries. You mentioned a checklist. That's always a good idea. Good communication.
Clean out the backpack.
Yeah, clean out
Yes.
those backpacks.
Please
Invest
clean
in
out
your
the
kids. That's
backpack.
really my highlight.
Yeah, invest in your kids.
Show them that they are meaningful to you, and they will give you how many kids do we have that live to please us?
Right.
Oh,
We're just
yeah.
their teachers.
Right.
And
Right.
every day they walk in that door, they're here to please us. What can I do to make you smile? What can I do to get praise from you? And you can tell those are the kids that don't get it at home
Right.
because they live to please their teachers.
That's right.
Right.
And when a teacher calls a parent about an issue, the parent try not to get upset and angry with the teacher, because this is our profession. And if a doctor calls you and says, look, I looked at your chart, I saw your test results, then I'm prescribing this particular medicine for you to take, you don't question him or get upset with him. So, but you want to be ready to tear the teacher's head off when they tell you little Johnny needs to go to bed at night, or that his homework is not complete. So it's the same thing, just work with us, please.
Mhm.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We've said that around here. for
Oh
years.
my gosh, yes.
Yeah. Was that your final words, Wanda?
Yeah, that's it. Check the book bags, check the folders, make sure that they're doing their homework, because these kids, they're going to tell you they don't have any.
Oh yeah.
A lot of times parents just be like, okay. And when you see them doing their homework, look over it. Make sure it's done right. If they don't understand it and you don't understand it as a parent, send a note to the teacher. Let them know, look, I tried to help them with number 5. I didn't get it. So if it's wrong, we sorry, but we need some help. Just communication. Just communicate. That's what we're here for. We're here to make things easier for you, because at the end of the day, we have the kids more than you guys have throughout the school year.
Right.
So, we want to make this easier for you as well as easy for us as well. But the kids are our priority, and we're doing this for them. So, and anything that we can do to make things easier for the parents, or to make it easier to communicate, or to, just in general for the children, then let us know. That's what we're here for. Everything is not a war. We can work together.
Yeah. We get a lot more accomplished when we work together.
Right.
Yes.
And when the kids know that the parents have that communication with the teacher and we're on the same side, if we're being totally honest, I teach a lot of kids whose parents I graduated high school with, and they'll make comments about, well, what if? I said, do it again and I will take my shoe off. and we'll see what's going to happen. Well, you can't whoop me. Do you want to go to the office and call your mama? Because I promise you she's going to tell you, yes, I can. And I've never had a parent not back me up on that. I have never, ever, ever had a child or a parent call me and say, did you say you could whip my kid? It's never happened. Because when they go home and they say, Miss Parker said that she's going to whoop me. Well, what did you do? What did you do wrong? So as long as the parents know that we're on the same side, it's
Right.
always golden and smooth. I
Right.
promise you. Whether we lie to them all the time, but sometimes it's for the better.
Right.
Yes. So what is the best way to communicate with you? Is it, do the parents have your email? Is it through notes?
A lot of teachers now, they give out their phone numbers. Like, I have my kids' phone numbers, or they have like the apps that they use too. Folders.
Mind a lot.
We all use the app Remind.
Yeah.
We have a daily communication planner that goes home. We also have emails. They have our
emails.
email address.
Graded papers.
So anyway, graded papers go home every week, and there's a little spot for parents to write a comment, request a conference. We don't care how you communicate as long as you're communicating with us.
Mhm.
There, it doesn't matter.
Okay. I was just wondering if it had changed. Things change from year to year, day to day. And
We take it any way we can get it.
That's
right.
right.
I know that's right. Look, and I want to say this because I wanted to chime in, but I know this is to help everybody else. Joshua, my youngest, would not bring me his homework. He would take it to his brother. So he would tell me, "You're not smart enough. Like, my brother is smarter than you in his own way." He wouldn't give me those words, but I'm like, "Do you not think I can look at it, Mama?" And he just was like, I'm thinking, oh, he was wrong for that, but that is what that child would do. But his brother is better at math than his mama, so he did the right thing. But I just wanted to say, man, children will make you feel this big sometimes when it comes
But
to helping them with their homework.
The way math has changed, I haven't taught math in 30 years, a lot of years.
Just a lot of
Thank you.
years.
The way they've changed the way they teach math, I can't help a child with math. I wish I could, but I can't, because I'm afraid I will show them the wrong way and or not do it correctly. So don't criticize the math teachers because of the way that math has changed.
Mhm.
Because there's a reason for it. You know, I don't fully understand it, but there's a reason for it. So if you don't know how to do it, don't try to help your child in math, except maybe the multiplication tables or something.
That's one thing in education
But-
that's never changed is multiplication facts. They will always
Right.
have to know their multiplication facts.
But don't criticize the way that in front of your child, especially don't criticize the way the math teachers are teaching math, because they're doing it for a reason. And just because some of us don't understand it doesn't
Well,
mean
that's
it's
because
wrong.
we weren't taught that there's a
Right.
reason to do it that way. We were just
Right.
taught this is how to do
And
it.
memorize
Do it
the
this way,
formula
memorize the
and-
formula. But now that I've become a teacher and I've seen Common Core math in action, I understand now.
Right.
It's teaching these kids that there's more than one way to solve
To
a
solve a
problem.
problem.
Find the way that works for you and then be good at it.
Right.
Right.
And then go from there. I might be good at it this way, the parent way, because that's how I was
Right.
taught. But my kid might be able to do a box method that blows my mind, but
Me
we get the
too.
same answer.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, don't criticize
So
the math
don't-
teacher
yeah.
and give them the opportunity to show you, well, how do you know how to do that? How did
Right.
you learn how to do that? Well, show me this way because I don't know how to do it that
Mhm.
way. Then we all might learn something together.
Right.
Okay. It's that way across the board for me. I think everything has changed, not just
Yeah.
that. The way Sean was doing English. What is that changed with English? Was it he would break the word all the way up, I believe, and I was like, what is that? And I can't remember now what he called it. No one knows what I'm trying to say.
Is it the Freyer model where they have the root word and the other forms of the word? And
It was something that was completely different. I wasn't used to seeing that. But either way, like I said, I got mine out of school, kicking, screaming. However, they got out. And I'm here to say, listen, you don't want your kids to have to go through that. Let's do it the calm way and the correct way for you and your family. So structure, organization, a calm tone, which that didn't work for me, but a calm tone is so important because it's the delivery. It's not what you're saying, but how you deliver it. And we want to deliver it with love, and we want to send the kids to you, educators, in a manner where they're ready to receive you. They're happy to see you and you're happy to see them. You don't want a kid that you're having to pull out of them, how was your day? Are you okay? Because that's the one you want to send to the counselors to see if they need therapy. And kids are really going through so much. And I don't even know if I should say this right now, but over the weekend I talked to 4 people within a matter of just a few hours about the suicide thoughts that they were having. And it was just like, I said, oh, my chest, I thought my chest was going to jump out of my, I don't know, just off my body, and my heart out my body, everything, because the girl one of the girls that was telling me, she was so dramatic about it and so angry about it still, that you're like, honey, you're going to have to forgive the people that hurt you in order to move forward. But so many people have struggled with that. So many children have been bullied and they feel like they don't count. They don't matter. And like with Wanda, she was able to identify because she was checking the book bag, because she was talking to the teacher. You know, she knows what's going on in her child's life. So if you don't know, they're struggling and you can't help them. And so the mental health just continues to decline and decline and
Right.
decline because they're struggling and they don't know how to communicate it, and they
Right.
definitely don't know how to deal with it. Because as an adult, these were 4 adult people that I was speaking with. They don't even know how to deal with these
Right.
thoughts sometimes, you know? So it's so important to get involved, be involved, and stay involved in your children's lives. They be like, you all up in my business. I'm supposed to be, you know, all up in their business until you get them graduated. And even then, sometimes you still got to stay in their business until they get good and grown. Not new and grown, but good and grown.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, that's definitely a realistic concern.
Yes, ma'am. And we definitely need to have another episode on that, because people are holding it in.
Mhm.
Like, even though there's therapists now just everywhere where it wasn't available years ago, it wasn't just recommended that you go to a therapist. Actually, it was like, you crazy if you do go see a therapist, but I
Right.
believe we all need one. Even
Right.
the therapist is a therapist. So, you know,
That's right.
Mhm.
And now there's a waiting list because we don't even have enough therapists for all of our students. So it's a definite need. So everybody write your legislators and tell them we need counselors in the schools. More counselors in the schools.
more counselors. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, ladies, I enjoyed it. Thank you for saying yes to coming on so that we can help the students have an amazing year. I mean, I'm excited. Hopefully, you all will be able to come back at the end of the school year and say it was a success. That's what we're praying for. And like I said, if anyone wanted to have that final thought, if not, we'll close it out. But you have a moment if you would like to.
I will say this, with it being, the beginning of the school year, let's not let our kids fall behind. If you see your kids are struggling, if you need extra help, if you need tutoring, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. If I'm unable to tutor your child or help them, I promise you I can assist you with finding somebody that can. Let's not let them fall behind this year and wait to the last minute and fussing at them because they aren't doing as well as they should have been doing in the beginning of the year when help is available. So please do not hesitate to reach out. We're all in this together.
That's awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Wanda. Thank you, ladies from
Thank
SSU.
you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, yes. You all, please, if you haven't registered for the Femininity Brunch, Jalicia, Lord have mercy. I can't talk now. I'm at the end of the thing. My voice is messed up. But say her name, girl.
Jalicia.
Jalicia, thank you. I'm looking at it and can't even pronounce it. She is our wonderful sponsor on today. So y'all please go over and register if you have not registered for the brunch. It is going to be amazing. She's going to have a VIP day and it's a limited slots available. All right, y'all. Keep it smiling, sunshine. Go
Thank
share
you.
smile.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.